Welcome back to the Morning Brief on Channels Television. And Nigerians will be asking themselves this morning that very, very thorny question. Has it ever been this bad? The problem of fuel scarcity in our nation's history, particularly with, a very high percentage now, I can't quantify it, of increase in the pump price of fuel, particularly since the removal of fuel subsidy. Now, what's responsible for this round of scarcity? That's the big question that is yet to be answered. But we have, to help us answer that question this morning, Engineer Shino Amo. He's the chairman or a depot of the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria. Mr. Amo, thank you so much for your time on the program.
Thank you.
It's as if we're going to detain you afterwards. and see if we'll get fuel after the program. Yeah, that's an aside.
Good.
But this round of petrol scarcity, we understand, is as a result of a logistics challenge, a supply challenge that is still not clear. That's what we got the last time we attempted to understand the situation from Patronage. From the IPMAN perspective, what are you gleaning from the NNPC or from the NMDPRA about what exactly is responsible?
Well, good morning, viewers. My name is Engineer Shinamo, the chairman of the depot. Well, the NNPCL told us it was logistic issue. Fine, we will accept from them, but they will be able to explain better, or they could say about logistic issue. Is it technical? Is it financial? Because NNPC is the sole importer of the product. That's the major problem. No other importer could bring the product in, probably due to dollar issue or due to other logistics they will mention, which we may not be able to explain. There are several things they should have done before now. We've been clamoring for, and we've been making noise. I call it making noise. We've been writing in the news, writing in all sorts of media that they should do something about, one, the issue of improper distribution system. The pattern they're using for distribution, totally wrong. One, in those days, we used to get 70% of the available volume to IPMAN, 30% to major marketers. All of a sudden, that changed. That's one. Another one is, let me say like 2 years or more now, we find it difficult to access products, the IPMAN. Many of us could not do the business as usual. They introduced a system called Customer Express. That's their term. They call it Customer Express. It is a way to restrict the IPMAN from doing the business effectively. How? You will be allowed to pay, you may be allowed not to pay. And when you pay this money, it could take like 6 months or 3 before you access the product. So virtually all of us were accessing the product through the third party, buying at premium. Like I used to buy, I don't want to be mentioning companies' names. We used to buy from several companies at a papa. Some of them will be selling probably 680, let me say 620 in the depot to us, and they will be selling 620 in their depot beside us.
Are they major marketers?
Major marketers.
Right.
Some are major, some are semi-major. And we will be buying at that exorbitant rate, transport to like Akure, Ekiti, and so on. After transportation, there are other logistics we have to attend to. You can't dodge the theft issue on the issue of this petroleum product in transit. You can't dodge that. Then when you now land in the station to sell, you discover that the next neighborhood or the next station to you will be selling your, either the cost price you bought from their own depot beside you.
Okay, you
said that's one.
Okay.
And there are several points that will be the cause of the scarcity. Is not once in a blue moon. It's a regular occurrence. Before this one will stop, if you go around in the country, you discover that IPMAN, we always have our stations anywhere, any village, in urban areas, even in the rural area, you find us there. You can't find major marketers. But when we were using the formula 70-30, if there is scarcity or shortfall or logistic, the way they mentioned, it will not quickly be shown or affecting masses so quickly this way, because the people within the rural area will still be enjoying the available volume within their area.
Sorry for butting in. Are you suggesting, by any shape or form, that the NNPCL is in cahoots with the major marketers to discriminate against IPMAN, which is responsible for the current wave of scarcity, or some of the scarcities we've seen?
Yes, it's part of the problem causing the scarcity. As I talked to you, I assessed NNPC product last, let me say 2.5 years or more. The last one I paid money to NNPC cover after 3 to 6 months before getting it loaded. I refused to make payments again. I've been buying from any depot available, and I said the price are good.
So let's break this down further. You said that it used to be 70-30.
Yes.
So what is it now for IPMAN and major marketers?
We cannot even put a figure on the table for the current formula.
Do major marketers, do they get more than IPMAN
They do
now?
excellently well.
So let's say it's flipped to 70 for major marketers and 30 for IPMAN now.
It should be beyond that.
80-20.
Well, I can say yes, because we are not getting any volume like we should get. So we can't really calculate percentage per se.
So basically now, this is like a price war. Because obviously you can't sell at the price that those who get it directly from major marketers will sell.
We cannot.
And that is maybe reducing patronage for you people.
Exactly.
So basically, you want to increase price appropriately or get from NNPCL directly?
We are not, we won't be happy increasing price to put more pains on people, no. We'll appreciate if NNPC could do more in allowing IPMAN to access this product. There were periods we suggested they should look at a depot or 1 or 2 in Lagos or elsewhere. There are depots in Koko, there are depots in Napapa. Okay, IPMAN, pick your product from either Atio, NIPCO, or anywhere. Our ticket could be taken to those depots. They will answer us so quickly, but it's not done that way. There will be mixing up of tickets from various locations, from various companies. So,
pardon me, so let me just get this right on a final note. So we understand that there is a pricing issue, there's you getting it from NNPCL. So this 200 billion naira bridging cost said to be owed depot owners, is this what's responsible for this scarcity? How does this factor in again? Because it looks like a lot of things.
It's good you mentioned this. It's not part of the scarcity, I have to be sincere, but it's a serious pain on marketers. For example, if I could load from Lagos to Akure and sell the price at approved pump price when there was, before deregulation, when I could get it to Akure and I will sell the same price Total is selling, that gap in transportation and my other logistics, that PEF, the money we're talking about, will be the one to close the gap. Are you getting me? That will close the gap. That money, if it's not being paid, I may not be able to go for further loading. So that's one side, one issue at his side that's been lingering for long now. But it's not the cause of the scarcity. We're only asking for that payment to be at least attended to on time.
So many issues arising from your explanation now. On the one hand, you're saying that this supply challenge that is causing IPMAN to be unable to access the product is part of what is responsible for this current round of scarcity.
Yeah.
But even at that, some major marketers are not selling. Their stations have been shut for the past 7 days of the scarcity. Am I correct?
You are right.
So how could it be that if some major marketers are not accessing the product, IPMAN is being eased out of the system, and as a result, that's responsible for the fuel scarcity? Or should we be asking some other player in the industry some questions?
Well, the issue of major marketers, I think they could answer that by themselves, because NNPCL said logistic issue. Since they mentioned this, it could affect virtually everybody in the system.
Okay.
Some of them are not selling actually due to shortage in supply,
Okay.
like NNPC mentioned.
So you also talked about pricing, that even when you're able to access from major marketers, that they sell at a particular price and they sell at the same price to you, but really you're supposed to get it lower.
Sure.
So who should be regulating this pricing regime and ensure that major marketers are not enjoying inordinate gain?
Thank you. You see, the case is simple. If NNPC want to be sincere with IPMAN, before now, we were not having this issue. You pay in your depot, like in Nore, we make payments in Nore. Making the payment in Nore, somebody in Ibadan will make payments in Ibadan. You get it approved, then be sent to Apapa for loading. When those depots, are you aware that 21 NNPC depots are abandoned, not used? Like, or is being abandoned over 20 years or more, not being in use at all. Yes. So if we could go to a system of you make your people, we're not saying they should come back to the old system. No. We could still be making the customer express as they are using it now. But the thing is they should use this with all sincerity. How? If I make payments now from More, you from Ibadan, Muslim Iloni, or Ejigbo, there should be a particular place, a depot, that will allow us quick access to this product instead of keeping our ticket somewhere. If that one is done, we'll be getting the product at a rate closer to the major marketers' rate.
Okay, as we begin to wind down, let's see. We know that Port Harcourt, the last time we spoke to our correspondents, we don't know what it is right now. They seem not to be having issues of scarcity, at least in major parts of the city. They say they have a lot of tank farm. So the supplies that have come in now, they say they want to wet the system and all of that. The supply, because we still have the scarcity.
Sure.
So where has this supply been taken to? Where hasn't it gotten to? Why is it persisting?
You see, when there is scarcity this way, you know, I mentioned initially that we IPMAN, you find us in the rural area, urban, and anywhere you can mention. Now, when there is scarcity this way, the priority will be Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt. That's the priority. It was just on Thursday or Wednesday last week. They quickly rushed out like 300 tickets for IPMAN for us to come and load, which has not been happening.
Sorry, who rushed out 300?
NNPC.
Okay.
They brought out like 300 tickets for us. I have the list of my
Did you get
information.
as well?
Is that what?
Did you get?
Yeah, we all got. Some of us got. Some of us that paid the money long ago. Some like 3 months, 4 months in the system of NNPC. Some of our people got, because they had to call us, or the chairman, bring ticket, bring information of ticket paid, not to be paid currently. Ticket paid, already, meaning 3 months, 4 months, 5 months in their cover.
Sorry,
so
if
we got the 300 ticket, program for loading.
So if you paid 3 to 5 months ago, this suggests that somewhere along the line, the NNPC has dropped the ball in importation, and this is perhaps what is responsible for this scarcity.
Sure.
So NNPC, for your view now, NNPC being sometimes confusing. They are the player, they are the regulator, they are the sole importer, is a problem. Do you see that as a problem?
It's like you have the answer for that question already. That's the problem.
No, you're the player. I'm just putting it to you.
The way you mentioned
I just broke it down for you.
Exactly what we are facing. NNPC operates the retail. The number of NNPC retail up and down now is, I can say, is almost equivalent of independent marketers. Talk about numbering.
Right, so this is still a competition, and I see why you don't want to step on a landmine, so nobody will withhold your ticket for 10 months or anything. So how much are you selling now? How much did you get it, and how much are you selling?
By standard, NNPC, using the customer express, if I'm to pay now, I will get it for like 568 or so. And which I should be selling within the neighborhood of probably 601, 603. But many of us independent marketers will go out, if you happen to be a player in the semi-major or major, that you have your private depot, will come to you, will buy from you.
So what should be the margin of profit? So what he's asking is...
The margin is...
No, just hold on. What he's asking is, when you buy product, all your costs, administrative, all of those costs, when you put it together, how much is it? Then what's your margin?
Now or before scarcity?
Now. Now.
If it is now, they will be calling price. You may not see single ticket to buy as at now. Over 4 weeks now.
Assume you have a ticket.
Okay, fine. I can buy for 715.
From NNPC?
Not NNPC.
From where?
We are not accessing product from NNPC. Only 10% or 15% of us.
It's quite tricky because on the one hand, you got some of late. On Thursday, you said NNPC gave 300 tickets. So that one that you got, how much would Nigerians buy it for?
Good. That one should not be more than 630, 640, 635, based on logistics, transportation to Okiti, transportation to...
And other parts of the country, you have to factor
not
that
other
in.
parts of the country. In Akure, you can't get the same price like you get in Lagos.
No, absolutely. I'm saying that there are peculiarities with the different parts
The
of
margin
the country.
should be within the neighborhood of 25 naira, 20 naira.
So which filling stations can Nigerians go to today and get petrol?
All the stations that loaded products from NNPC cover within that Thursday and today, because some are still loading.
How would we know which one? Help us.
They know what they are doing.
Is there a list?
NNPC can handle that.
So should we have a list so that we know that you got petrol?
NNPC can handle that.
Is there a place on the website or somewhere we can track? Because
How many will you track?
Eh?
How many could you track?
Oh, no. Trust us.
No,
So
we
there's a
can't.
list.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Some of our people will be programmed now. Some have been programmed. The list I mentioned just now, these are programmed people. You may not even get it loaded in another 1 month. They are still struggling to get it loaded, but they are programmed.
But you know, this question is important to help Nigerians, particularly those who are buying petrol like us for between 700 naira and 1,000 naira per litre. So we can avoid those stations and go to stations that are selling at the more realistic price.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so that's why we're asking the question about where to get this petrol that you say is not available.
I mentioned it. These people are programmed until they are loaded. Some of them will be loading.
Yeah, it's okay. Just go ahead.
Some of them will be loading in earnest. Some may not even load 1 month or two.
So nobody has even gotten the product to their filling station yet?
As I talk to you now, my members that are on the program, none of them has loaded.
So getting tickets is one thing. Loading
is
another thing, and bringing it to your filling station.
Getting tickets is NNPC work. Getting it loaded is petroleum tanker drivers. That is your driver's duty to struggle. At times when you go to Apapa to go and load, I can recall several occasions where my truck will be damaged.
I think from this conversation, we clearly see where the problems are, even if I think it speaks louder than itself. Bukola?
So as we wind down now, those that are selling for between 700 and 1,000 naira per litre, which association do they belong to, and why are they selling for that high price?
Well, that's another bad thing, because IPMAN will always stand against profiteering. We will only stand against putting people into more pains. Like, as I talked to you on Monday last week, I was going to Ibadan. I thought I could get fuel along the road. I got to interchange NNPC. I spent 2.5 hours. I could experience what people are facing. We don't support anything paying on people. Those people, there are several people that are not IPMAN, for information. Yeah. And they do a lot of things, sharp practices.
So you're chairman or a depot and you couldn't buy petrol?
I left Akure with my full tank. Believe it or not, when I will be going back on Monday, my flight will take me to like any independent station I'll get fuel. I got disappointed. None.
So you couldn't get fuel?
I had to wait. I queued for 2.5 hours. I took 2 bottles water with 1 Pepsi under the sun. I could understand what people are suffering.
So realistically, how long will this last?
No, by God's grace, the way they are handling it and the prayer on NNPC and the support of IPMAN, our president and our zonal chairman, they are all working day and night to make sure. That's why you could get the list, you could get information about 300 people programmed in IPMAN. Are you getting me? Because of the day and night work of the national president and the zonal chairman working seriously. I can assure you, less than 2 weeks, we should be out of this.
Another 14 days?
No, it could be less, but maximum.
Okay.
Maximum.
How many days?
I said 2 weeks, maximum.
From today?
But, yeah.
All right. That's going to be a month.
That could be 2 days or 3.
Well, that's going to be a month, given where we're coming from already.
That would be like 3 weeks.
I wouldn't know when you've been counting.
We've been counting from last Sunday.
Well,
we should be out of this between now and less than 2 weeks.
Wow.
So in the meantime,
Lagos will be enjoying this anytime soon.
At very high prices.
Within 2-3 days, Lagos will be enjoying this.
At very high prices.
I'm looking at people from Ekiti, Akure, Ikere, Ado, but talk of Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt. Those are the priorities of the government. Any loading at all, they will tell us everybody should go and wait. They will prioritize. Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt.
Apparently, there are more questions than that we have to ask, besides the answers that you have provided. But we must anchor at this point, and thank you very much for your time and contribution on the program. You've helped us understand the issues to a reasonable extent. Mr. Engineer Shino Amo, the chairman or a depot of Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
And from the issue of petrol scarcity, we move on to the financial viability of states, particularly in the light of the current circumstances. The ongoing debate over the new minimum wage that Nigerians hope will be a living wage to help workers, be able to live through these times. So stay with us. We'll be right back with more.